afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, whatever day it is you are tuning in. I'm happy to have you here, chilling with me on this episode of Let's Talk. Today is Tuesday, June the 5th, 2018. Man, this time is going by so fast. Do you guys agree with me? It's like New Year's was just yesterday, and we were just celebrating 2018, getting used to writing it and remembering it and saying it. Now it's halfway over. What have you guys done in these 6 months? What has changed drastically in your lives? Let me know in the comments below. Today's topic, we're gonna get right into some Netflix action. Netflix and chill. We are all addicted to it, myself included, and I kind of wanted to weigh in a little bit on a popular topic of discussion. Popular show right now, 13 Reasons Why. I just recently finished watching it, and I have a few opinions. Before we get into it, though, what do you guys feel? How do you like it? Or if you have watched it, what's your take on season 2? Do you feel it was necessary? Do you feel that it was just made because, the writer saw the success of the first one and wanted to cash in? What is your opinion on 13 Reasons Why? Also, I want to touch a little bit on the series Dear White People, because I think that one is interesting as well. And I did just finish watching the second season, and I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed 13 Reasons Why. We're only going to cover the two shows today. If you do enjoy discussing Netflix related content, please let me know in the comments, and I will either binge watch or watch again and give you my opinion, and we can discuss that show. So, without further ado, 13 Reasons Why. So, for those of you who don't know what 13 Reasons Why is or what it's about, it is a show that is focused on high school, specifically a high school teenage girl named Hannah Baker. Hannah Baker decides to commit suicide, but before she does, she records 13 tapes explaining each reason why she decided to take her life. And each reason why is a particular person. So that was season 1's breakdown, pretty much. Clay, who is the male lead, I want to say they had a friendship, but their relationship was a little odd because technically by the end of the whole thing, we realized he was in love with her. So, they had a friendship, he had a crush, and it seemed to me that she had a small crush on him as well, but she wasn't ready to talk about it because she had a lot of other boy drama going on. So, Clay was one of the first to get the tapes, and he obsessed over them, and he wanted to basically solve the mystery as to why the people did what they did to make her kill herself. And also, he wanted to sort of redeem himself because he was one of the reasons why. For the simple fact, he didn't do anything. He didn't speak up. So he felt a sense of words are escaping me, I'm sorry. He felt a sense of redeeming himself. He wanted to redeem himself because, once all the others listen to the tapes, they're going to know he's a part of it. They're gonna know who's a part of it and why. They're gonna know they can, share blame with someone. Anyway, so that that's basically season one. Season two, there will spoiler alert. I'm going to kind of reveal a little bit. If you have not seen it and you don't want this to be ruined for you, I suggest you either stop listening or go finish up watching season two and then hit the play button again. So at any rate, season two. Season two starts off with the court case that her parents, Hannah Baker's parents, decide to file against the school. They want justice because they feel the school was negligent, because at the end of season one, Hannah went to one of the guidance counselors, Mr. Porter, and Mr. Porter basically told her, if you don't want to tell me who did it or whatever or what happened, then you either move on or come out with all the information. Basically, kind of putting her back into her shell of, well, see, I can't tell anybody anything because they're gonna act crazy or they're gonna blame me. She was already traumatized by that point. So he didn't make it easier for her to speak her piece, so to speak. So the parents took out a lawsuit and they were gonna sue the school for negligence, which makes sense because, in my opinion, Porter was not he was dumb to me. He didn't respond in the way he should have. He should have, even if he told another set of teachers or a female counselor or a female teacher, even if he told the principal, somebody, hey, I need some advice. This kid came in here with this, I don't know, I feel funny about it. He could have at least done that. And then it would have went from his hands to another's, So in second season, he's this warrior for peace. He has this new outlook on, I'm gonna overhelp. And I find it interesting. It's sort of endearing, but it's also annoying to me to watch because, he's being extra. He's doing too much. And I don't feel that I don't know. I just feel like he was doing too much. And it was annoying to me to see him. Oh, yeah, I need you to come to my office. Oh, yeah, if you want to talk, you could talk to me. I'm available. He was giving me teenage boy who was trying to become best friends with the popular football player, and he's like, oh, I'll do your homework. I will, I'll wash your clothes. I'll wash your car. I'll do anything. I just want to hang out. I just want to be around you. He was just extra. And I understand why, that was the endearing part. He had a change of heart. He felt guilty. He wanted to basically, calm his soul from his negligence. But he went about it in the wrong way. You could see his angst all over the second season. He got into a fight with Justin's mom's boyfriend, and he got arrested. He just did stupid stuff, and he was more like a teenager in the second season to me. So that's Porter. But here's my biggest idea about the second season. I might get hate for this, but I personally feel like it was unnecessary. We didn't need the second season. The first season was impactful enough, but I feel that the producers and the writers and everybody got together and was like, yo, this is a cash cow. This is a sure win. People love it. Let's just keep going with it. Let's ride this train till it crashes. And by the end of the second season, I was like, there's going to be a season 3. Look at how this one ended. But yeah, I feel like second season was really unnecessary. Like, we got all that we needed in the first season, because the basic premise of this whole story was a main character, Hannah Baker, killed herself. We want to know why. The 13 reasons were in those 13 tapes. We knew why. We saw everything that happened, and everything that drove her to that decision. And I don't I don't think the second season was necessary at all. That's just my opinion. Because so many things happened, and there were so many characters in the second season that a few of them got lost. For example, Marcus, Sherry, and Courtney. We may have seen them for like maybe an episode collectively in the whole second season. And then especially Marcus was forgotten about. I feel like they threw them in just to say, oh yeah, we got that guy, we got that chick. Oh yeah, she had a story too. Oh yeah, that guy over there. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like too many characters to intertwine in this court case. But they had to, I guess the rule, maybe, they had to include everyone who was in the first season who played a big part, So they needed another, I guess, to piggyback off of the 13 reasons. There were no tapes in this season. There were photos, which was interesting, but also stupid and unnecessary too, because these photos never got put into evidence. They never got put into the hands of the courts. The photos didn't help. And by the end of the whole thing, Bryce, the rapist, only got 3 months of probation. He didn't get arrested. He didn't get put away for his raping both Hannah and Jessica, and actually his girlfriend of the second season. I forgot about her. But yeah, I understand sometimes the privileged athlete star of the football team, they get all this accolades in high school, like they're kings. And I've seen football players at my school, high school and middle school, and the coaches do treat them different, or the basketball players, or any of the athletes. They do get treated like kings, and grades don't matter, their morals don't matter, them being trash human beings don't matter. Just as long as they score touchdowns and 3-pointers, they're golden. As long as they keep their bodies in shape and conditioned to perfection, they're golden. So I kind of got a little bit of that in this specific part of the season. He has control over all the adults, and he has the fear of all of his peers. So, of course he's cocky. Of course he feels powerful and like, y'all can't touch me. Ain't nobody taking me to jail. I got away with it. Okay, whatever. I don't care. I'm good. That's all that matters. So I was disappointed, and I get it. The show is based on reality and how things happen and how things work. And sometimes life is not fair. But it just irritated me that he basically got away with it. And by the end of the court case, they deemed the school unresponsible for her killing herself, even though the last straw literally happened in the school. Um, you know, it's just annoying, and I see a lot of injustices depicted nowadays within the writing of that show. So it's like unfair stuff happens to us normal day by day people, and I think it's unfair. But this is our reality, right? So yeah. So I personally feel 13 Reasons Why was unnecessary. It had many plot holes. And if they were going to do it, they should have written it better. They should have gone from the angle of, okay, this court case happened, this happened. Maybe they should have fast forwarded like a year or something. They fast forwarded maybe a couple of months up to the court case and up to the end of it. They should have skipped the whole court thing, given us the bad news in the first episode, and just focused on the healing of each person. Maybe. I don't know. That's what I would have done if I was so compelled to write another season. But this is how they did it, so this is what we have. And it was nice to see another side of Hannah before she became this tortured, depressed person. So it was cute to see, okay, her and Zach dated and they actually they seemed to have a love for each other. They seemed to have been good together, before everything just messed her up and caused her to distrust the entire world. And it was nice to see kind of everybody before they all became jaded. But other than that, I wasn't 100% in love with the season. I didn't really get into it until the last 2 or 3 episodes. Because I was just watching okay, alright, I'm bored. What's happening? What's gonna happen? Let's get to the point. And with the first season, I was like, I need to watch the next season. You know how Netflix, are you still watching? Of course I'm still watching. I got mad every time that thing came up, but this time I was like, yeah, no, I'm not watching no more. I'm going to bed. And I will continue this tomorrow. So it was a little bit of a lackluster binge watching event for me. Just gonna speed right to it, to the end. So, the reason why I see a third season happening, unless funding gets pulled or something, the last final scene with the dance, when Tyler comes in with the guns and he's going to shoot up the school or just a few people that he wants revenge on. I see that covering, maybe going over to his side. Maybe he'll become the main character, and then they'll come up with a 13 reasons why he decides to, snap and kill his peers or whatever the case. Obviously, he didn't get the chance to kill anyone or shoot anybody because Clay intervened. But I feel like they're going to kind of shift the narrative a little bit and kind of take the spotlight off of Hannah and now turn it into, I don't know, Clay's point of view or Tyler's point of view. 13 reasons why, I decided to, or came to the decision to shoot up the school. So maybe they'll touch on school shootings versus suicide this season. Maybe they'll do it in twos. 1 and 2 suicide, 3 and 4 school shootings. Maybe they'll go on for 10 seasons. Who knows? But definitely there's a fan base there. I respect that. I feel like although second season and third season will be unnecessary, if the writing's good, I'm here for it. And it will be a good show regardless because they do put a lot into it. And I do enjoy that the fact that they're covering the topics. They're discussing they're saying, okay, we need to bring this to light. Let's talk about rape. Let's talk about suicide. Let's talk about school shootings. Let's talk about hate crimes or gay bashing or whatever. You know what I mean? So I feel like it might switch tones a little bit, and maybe there's going to be a different focal point as far as a main character. Because at this point, I feel like Hannah Baker's story has been told, it's over, it's done. Where will they go next? They're going to move on to a new character, main character. So, 13 Reasons Why. What do you think of it? Let me know down in the comments, and we can get this discussion started. I would love to hear everyone's opinion, honestly, because I want to know if I'm the only person that feels like this season was unnecessary, but still watched it and knows that they're going to do a third season. All right, who agrees on that one? All right, so next topic. Today, we discussed 13 Reasons Why. Now, we're going to discuss Dear White People. I'm going to keep it short because it's pretty self-explanatory. But, Dear White People, at first, when I saw the first season, I thought I was crazy because I remember seeing a movie called Dear White People, and I was like, wait a minute. They brought the movie back because it was on Netflix, and then it disappeared. And it was around 2014, I think. 2014, 2015. It was a few years ago when I saw it. And I was like, okay, that was cool, that was enjoyable. Then, what was it, last year? Dear White People showed up again. And I'm like, oh, that's that movie. Then I saw it had episodes. And then I saw some of the characters were different. And I was like, wait a minute. So now it's a series. So, for those of you who didn't realize, yes, the movie was different. And then there was a series. I did a tiny bit of research. And a couple of the characters from the original movie actually appeared in or played the same roles in the series. So I thought that was kind of cool. So anyway, Dear White People. It's a show not about high school, but this is about college. HBCUs, historically black colleges. And kind of the experience of being there through the eyes of our black people. There are race-related issues. There are social issues, political issues, because there's a part in there where they're covering student council, and you kind of see a little bit of the shadiness that politicians are known for. So I thought that was interesting. There's also, touches of, there's a student who's struggling with his sexuality and he's trying to figure himself out. So there's a lot. And then there's our main character, Samantha White, who is a biracial social activist. So she's half black, half white. But she's super, I hate this word, but we're going to say she's super woke. And she's like leading this, this movement. she's the Black Lives Matter of this campus. And at first she's kind of quiet. She's trying to figure out her lane, and then she sees it and she says, "Okay, I got it. I got my lane. I'm gonna be this black activist." Second season is focusing kind of on her dealing with the backlash of her radio podcast series, Dear White People, that is broadcast to the campus, and of course the black people enjoy it, but the white people have something to say. So there's bits of scrutiny in there. She also, in the first season, dated a white guy secretly, and then they found out, and that blew up. So there's this thing about hypocrisy. There's they sort of get to a point where they attack her for being biracial. You kind of see a little bit more of the human side of Samantha by seeing how she interacts with her father, who is white, and how she kind of like puts distance between them. And it seems that she has done that since she was a child. I really encourage you to watch it. It's interesting. And if you are not black, I feel like you should watch it just for the representation of what these other groups are saying to you, what we are saying, what we are feeling. Kind of, it's not a broad spectrum, but it's enough to get the conversation started. And I appreciate shows like this in 13 Reasons Why for kind of pushing forward the narrative to just discuss, to say, hey, there's a problem. This is the problem. Let's highlight it. Let's talk about it. Let's kind of find a similar ground to fix and stop and get rid of this problem. Not just talk about it. So I do enjoy those type of things. So during the second season of Dear White People, Samantha is attacked on the internet by an internet troll who basically wants to just rile her up and get her to act crazy. And they're saying all these things like, oh look, of course black people are fighting, of course black people are protesting, of course black people are doing this, what a surprise. And then the attacks start. Just like Twitter fights and online rivalries we see from celebrities and from people just are plain normal regular people. Everybody may have dealt with an internet troll a day or two. So this is a funny but real depiction of real life as we live in the social media age. So this troll gets her to clap back by attacking her family. Oh, your father made the mistake of marrying and fucking an ape, and then they got you. That got her. And although that was unfortunate that this person was so harsh and cruel, we got to see a little bit of her. We got to see her spirit, her soul. We got to kind of get into her head a little bit, because in the first season she was pretty guarded. She was pretty like, okay, I have this wall up. This is my mission. Let's not ruin that. We kind of went with her. We went to her home where she grew up. We saw her mother. We saw their relationship. We saw her relationship with her father, how just like he loved her, and she was just very, ugh, leave me alone type, very teenage, but she got she had an eye-opening experience when in the second season, spoiler alert, her father passes away, and she has to attend his funeral with of the guilt in her heart of her just neglect for him. But it was a touching episode. It was a touching moment. It was way towards the end. It was like the episode before the last episode, I want to say. And yeah, it was enjoyable. I don't see it going to like 5, 10 seasons, but I do see maybe one more, maybe a third, and then they'll stop. But it was interesting. I did enjoy Dear White People, so just want to leave you on a positive note. No matter how different we are in regards to both of these shows, I've learned a lesson. Communication is very important, and kind of opening up as much as your heart will allow to people that may be a little different, because differences may cause others to open up their minds and think differently. They may stumble upon a new idea, a new way of solving a problem or an issue, and all the positivity can flow from there. Relationships and friendships and everything else that falls under a ship are important, and they're nurtured by communication. So, I will leave you with this one kind of a challenge. Challenge yourself to connect with someone today, or this week, or this month. Connect with somebody, whether it be a friend you lost touch with, or a new friend, or a family member, a sibling, a neighbor, an old boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Connect with somebody. See how they're doing. Be a listening ear. Maybe they need a friend. Maybe they need someone to listen to, or to talk to, or just to laugh with. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit and just challenge yourself to be more than just an observer. So, if you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for your support. I really love and appreciate every one of you. And let's have a productive and a happy week. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy our lives. Let's enjoy each other. All right. Until next time, have a good one.